at the 2014 Make Smoking History Canning Show. Chef Dale's with me once again. Welcome back,
Hey Fred,
Dale.
how you doing?
Very good. What are you doing here?
I'm one of the chief judges for the cakes.
And you've judged them already, haven't
We
you?
did that yesterday. The standard is excellent.
What do you look for when you have to judge a cake?
It depends. It depends on the category. For instance, I always start off with the scones. Scones are probably like the easiest recipe to understand, but the most complicated to master.
Why is that?
Two things: people don't sort of guesstimate the proportions. Like baking is a science. You work out, everything is weighed in grams, temperature is set just right. Takes a bit of practice.
So you reckon when they do the cooking on the TV shows where they just go a pinch of this, a pinch of that, you've got to be a bit more
You
precise
have to
when
be a
making
bit more.
scones?
It doesn't work that way.
Follow the recipe.
Yeah, culinary work as in soups and stocks and sauces, that's fine. But
What
baking is a science.
What have you had here at the show this year? What type of cakes and scones?
Well, we have the traditional fruit cake,
Yep.
boiled fruit cake. We have orange cake. We have chocolate cake. And this year we put a category in as make your own best packet cake.
Really? The
So
packet
we're
cake?
going back 2 or 3 steps just to get people more
Into it.
keen to do it because it's been dropping off over the years.
And you know what? You can actually make a really terrible packet cake.
Oh yeah,
And
there's
they're
3
really
there.
hard to
There's-
stuff up.
There's 3 there.
Are we going to have a look around?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
start off with the scones because the scones are always the best
All right.
judgment. This is my co-judge. This is Betty.
Betty, are you the co-judge?
Yes.
Has it been really hard?
I help
Bad judge,
taste.
good judge. Bad judge, good judge.
What makes a good judge?
Experience.
Experience, and she didn't even need to be prompted at all. What's your favourite here today at the show? What did you
Yesterday
like
we
the
did
best?
that. We did that fruit cake.
Oh, the fruit cake's the best.
Nice. What was special
So
about
I
it?
could tell her when she has one. So what we do, I sample it first.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I pass out, she goes, "I'm not touching
Yeah,
that."
that's right.
So you get the leftovers.
Then all of a sudden, you see the spark off in my head. I gave it to Betty. Spark goes off in her head. We got a winner.
Has there been a lot of good entries this year?
Very good, yeah. Over
Have
the
you been
years,
happy?
Yeah, happy. Yeah. The
'Cause
ones-
I know
the
you're
ones who
pretty
did-
honest.
Yeah, the ones who did one deserve to win.
Yep.
So that's how we call it.
Okay.
You know-
And what did win this year? Can you tell us?
Overall was the fruit cake.
The fruit cake.
That was probably cooked maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Yep.
It's been really beautifully baked. Very difficult to make good
Incredible.
fruit bread.
All right. Well, let's have a look. Thanks, Betty.
You're welcome.
You finished your judging for this year?
No, yes.
Good.
Back next
Now
year.
you can eat some cake yourself.
Oh, no, I've done all
All right. Let's go and have a look with Chef Dale.
So this is the first one. Yep. This is our first one here. These are the scones. This is the classic pumpkin scones, the very weak category. Too wet.
Too wet.
Too wet. So they didn't measure the milk out. I think the consistency of the
Even though they look good to the naked eye?
No, they should be around 50 mils. They should go straight up.
Okay. So
So-
they're pretty flat.
Too wet. So these ones.
Are these examples are good or bad?
Yeah, these are excellent. You can tell here.
Oh, look at
is-
this.
That is just light.
very airy,
it's
isn't
just
it?
beautiful. The color between the top and the bottom is exactly
Perfectly
the same.
cooked.
And also, these are all teamed up nicely. So these are probably about maybe a millimeter apart.
And you can tell they
as they
heated
grow,
the
they
pan.
just sort of kiss on the way up.
They
and
heated
what
the
they do
pan,
is
did
they
they?
help each other. They help each other grow up.
Yep.
So it's like building blocks.
Okay.
This is really good. I'll show you a really lousy one.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go and have a look at a really lousy one.
This is like.
Oh, it looks like a biscuit.
Wait a second. Kick it back.
And it still survives, but not as a scone, I would say.
This is what happens when you don't use self-rising flour.
So why would someone enter that in?
A lot of guts.
Okay. And you'd need a lot of guts to eat it too, because it wouldn't digest very
Yeah.
easily. Like
Hang
eating
on.
a rock.
Hang on.
Oh, doorstop.
Stop.
It looked heavy.
Okay, so next category is the fruit scones.
Okay, we've got fruit
Again,
scones here.
nice. I mean, you can tell.
Let's have a look. Are these the bad or the good?
These are excellent.
Excellent.
flavor. Again, too
Colour.
wet.
Okay.
Too wet. Perfect.
Now you were telling me before that you need to heat the pan
Heat the
before
pan.
putting the scones on to
So
cook.
we're doing probably, I'd go maybe 210 degrees, but the pan itself is already in the oven.
Okay.
So
And
you
that's-
got your scones already cut. They're on top of the greaseproof paper.
Yep.
So take the hot pan, move them out, put them straight in. So you
Beautiful.
get a consistency from the top and the
yeah,
bottom.
you can tell the colour's the same.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Does that make sense?
And it's very airy as well. You know when they're
You
airy
can see
flat?
that one there. If that went on a hot pan, that would have been a great scone.
Yep. Because it's
And
got,
there's these little tiny details that make or break a scone.
Okay.
Is those little tiny details. So let's move on. We've got very good lamingtons.
Lamington, they look
So
good.
basically, make a good sponge, and basically, a good lamington is double dipped.
Okay.
So in goes the chocolate, allow it to set, in again.
Dip it again.
Yep, and so you get this beautiful crust out.
You
The difference
see a
between
layer,
the one
don't
that
you?
won that came second was the sponge was exactly the same. They used Dutch cocoa,
Yep.
Bonneville cocoa.
How can you tell? They tell
Just
you.
the color.
Okay,
color
so
and the taste.
Dutch cocoa, no
Which-
good.
No, oh no, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, anything above 65%.
Yep.
Way to go. That was made with milk chocolate. Not
Okay.
bad, great sponge, crappy topping.
You can tell actually see
Yeah.
through, very see through.
Yeah,
It's
I mean
very
you can
solid.
see, you can see that.
And the layer inside
It
there.
just that was pleasant. Again,
Beautiful.
last year that was a very weak category, so that's one of our classic ones. We can't lose that.
Beautiful.
Pikelets, sort of same deal, fair to good.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrific. We did award.
How thick should a pikelet be?
Probably half a mil.
Okay, so if those ones are too thick.
Yeah, these ones here, but you can tell. Okay, when you first cook them, that's the pan. That's the pan side, and then flipped over. The problem is that should be still quite supple
Okay.
today.
it's not.
This is like, you know,
Pretty solid.
I can kill somebody with that.
Yep.
You know, like
So what does that tell
it's like
you?
Mike Tyson, you know, rip his ear off.
What does it tell you?
The way, again, what I would do with this recipe here, again, I would make my own self-rising.
Yep.
I separate the eggs.
Yep.
So the yolks go into the wet part.
Yep.
You have your dry. Then I whip the egg whites.
Yep.
Fold them together, and I'll get beautiful, puffy pikelets.
Fantastic.
50 mil in diameter. That's getting kind of on the
I see
larger
meringues.
side. Meringues are good. These two were neck and neck.
These are the neck and neck, are
Neck
they?
and neck, and the only difference between two, this was slightly overcooked. You can tell by the color. That's the only thing that determined the winner for these.
And what about the taste?
The tastes are exactly the same.
Okay, it's
but
just
the
the look.
texture-wise, yeah,
You want them to be more white.
white, pure
Okay.
white. Yeah, so that's 120, you know, between 80 and 120 degrees.
Fantastic.
Slower is better.
How would you eat them? Would you just eat them like that, like a meringue?
Yeah,
You just bite into
yeah,
it with
just
a nut.
buy a bit of chocolate over the top.
Some whipped cream maybe?
Again, very classic. So we're utilizing the eggs yolks for something, and then we got the egg whites left over.
Okay.
So this is being resourceful.
Beautiful.
And this one here, we call this the poodle dropping.
there you are.
This is the poodle dropping.
Poodle dropping.
Yep. So it's just, you know,
Crumbly?
it's a very undercooked. Temperature wasn't right. I tell you what, if they stayed a bit longer, learn how to
Would've
pipe
been
a
all right.
pipe, that would have been a great meringue.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with the recipe. Technique is
Not cooked enough.
very poor.
Does the size mean anything when they're
No.
quite wide?
No, that's all. That's all.
That's okay.
Okay, this is our new category.
Cake.
This is packet cake. This is just a poppy seed and orange.
Now that looks good to me.
It's very good.
Okay.
Excellent. I mean, they even gave us the box.
Are you a fan of packet cakes or you'd
To
rather
start
make
off
your own?
with, no, of course. I mean, this is a good place to start.
Okay.
The good place to start is up there with scones.
Okay.
Make a good batch of scones. You're disciplined to bake.
So this is a way of getting people introduced into cooking.
Absolutely.
Getting the confidence and then
Yeah.
get moving on from there.
Yeah, and always share. We got fantastic biscuits.
Oh, the biscuits do
melting
look nice.
moments. This is how you
And carrot
screw
cake.
up a packet cake.
What'd they do with this one?
They didn't measure it out right.
So that's why you've got the uneven.
This is the person that goes, that's pleased. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Looks good,
Yeah,
smells
pretty
good. Looks good in the oven until you open the oven.
So we're moving on to the chocolate. The difference: Dutch cocoa,
Oh, that is good.
Bonneville cocoa.
I like the darker one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not too sweet.
Probably
very
tastes the same or not?
Good chocolatey. No, because
Definitely not.
It's like instant coffee, fresh
And
espresso.
Espresso.
That's the only way I could describe it.
Now that fallacy when you open an oven when a cake's cooking, is that true? You should never open
Correct.
it? Because it's...
Yeah. So I always cook cakes by temperature.
Okay.
So if it says 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever the time it says, I don't trust that.
Okay.
I go by temperature. So when a cake is fully cooked, it registers between 85 and 87 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
That's when I know. It's
Fair enough.
exact. So people go by, even the dial on, they go 160, okay, that's 160. Get a thermometer, it's probably reading like 185.
Now, have you been a hard judge this year?
Always hard.
How do people take your feedback?
Well, sometimes, this one here is called a nuclear test site.
Oh, wow. Oh,
It's got the magma still in there.
that's terrible.
Yeah. And that, to me, is about temperature. So if I were to record that...
It's too hot in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been a great cake, as long as the packet takes 45 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius. How do I know that?
And these are all packet cakes.
These are all
aren't they?
packet cakes.
Now, how can we introduce this just to give people a bit more opportunity, I suppose, into cooking?
Yeah, just to get them in here, put it in. Oh, I did really good. Okay, the next thing I want to do is make that myself.
Okay.
So you got to start the spark. Like a human instinct is, I can do better, I can do better, I can do better.
Okay. Fantastic.
If that makes sense.
Where
And
to
one of
from
our
here?
prize, the one that really blew everyone away, which is one of our, I call it a regal class, which is the fruit cake. This is the
that one there?
Yeah, no, that's the boiled one, which they steam these. But this
Okay.
one,
Oh, the fruit cake.
this one. That to me, that is just a work of art.
That does
Look
look
how
good, the
consistent
texture.
that is, and the aroma.
Oh, good enough to eat.
I would say if once this was cooked, I'd probably give this another month.
Yep.
Wrapped up for Christmas.
Okay.
So this would be stunning.
And looking at the way it's been cooked,
Stunning, stunning.
even.
Yeah,
The
absolutely,
height's the
yeah,
same all the
yeah.
way through.
So whoever
Is that
did
a
this,
winner?
yeah, this is the winner. This is.
Is that the winner of this year's show?
Yeah, this is this one. The
Do we know who it is?
Yep, we do. I think this is a Carol Seaman.
Let's get the card out. Now, this is the winner of this year's Cake Show Award. Chef Dale, of course. And was it Betty you judged with you?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big bad Betty.
And she was tough.
Yeah, she's a tough nut to crack.
So what would you say? How could they improve this next year?
Just bake it again.
Bake it again. It's
Try
perfect.
to bake it. Yeah.
Well done.
Try to replicate that.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Fred.
Now, will you be back next year?
Next year, yep,
Are
2015.
you going to be tougher next year?
We're going to be even tougher. So give us your best cake you could possibly enter into the canning show for next year.
And if people want to catch you, where are you performing or doing shows?
ChefDale.com. Just go on the website.
He's a very busy man, so if you can't get him, just don't get too upset. He's a very busy man. Well done, Chef
Thanks,
Dale.
Fred.
Love
Yep,
having you.
see you next year.
Bye.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au.